Hello boys and girls, it's the Thetubshubs. Raid Finder coming in patch 4.3 by Blizzard. Yeah, it was posted like 4 or 5 days ago by Blizzard Entertainment. Yeah, that's a profile. So we're working hard to introduce an exciting new feature to World of Warcraft in patch 4.3, the Raid Finder system. While it presents unprecedented technical hurdles and may change before it's released, we wanted to provide a glimpse of what we hope to accomplish and share some details that we worked out, which will give some insight about the new feature is planned to work. So what is the Raid Finder? It will be a brand new grouping feature that's a super Falcon works much like the Dungeon Finder. Instead of 5-player dungeons through the Raid Finder is designed to help players quickly and easily form a pick-up raid for a specially tuned version of the current tier of raid content, the Dragon Soul Raid. It's not intended to replace organized raiding though. You'll still need friends and guild members to help you conquer the toughest raid challenges that patch 4.3 has to offer. As we currently plan to roll out the Raid Finder feature in patch 4.3, level 85 players will be able to use it to access a 25-player version of the Dragon Soul Raid Dungeon, which will include glorious battles with Deathwing himself. Dragon Soul will be split into 3 different difficulties. The Raid Finder provides access to a new tier of difficulty that has been split into 2 things, each of which contain 4 boss encounters. Meanwhile, raiders will still need to join with friends and guildmates to face the more challenging normal and heroic versions of the raid. Since the Raid Finder cannot be used to access those higher difficulty levels, naturally because they're harder to defeat, the normal and heroic version of Dragon Soul will drop more powerful loot along with prestigious rewards such as achievements, titles, and epic mounts. Rich rewards still await those who face the Raid Finder version, which we hope will introduce the thrills and the epic experience of raiding to a broader audience than ever before. You can access the Raid Finder through the Raid button in the menu at the bottom of the default user interface. The Raid Finder should feel familiar to Dungeon Finder users. Just fire it up, select your class role, click the Find Raid button, and get ready to face Deathwing's Jaw of Doom. Exciting. FAQ question. Q. Raids aren't dungeons. Who will keep things organized? A. A Raid Finder raid will require someone to queue as leader. The Raid Finder leader will have a very limited set of powers and cannot change loot type, nor do they have the ability to arbitrarily kick people from the raid. They do have the ability to mark targets and use /raid warning and can promote other players to be leads as well. To be most successful, each Raid Finder group should have at least one leader who will explain the fights, assign raid markers, and make tough calls like who the main tank and off tanks are. Q. How will loot be distributed? A. Automatic rolls and need before greed loot rules will apply in Raid Finder raids, just as they do in Dungeon Finder instances. Also, while Dungeon Finder raids aren't locked, you're only eligible to loot from a boss once per week. This means that if you were present of the defeat of a boss, whether you receive loot or not, then you will automatically pass on loot that drops during later attempts on that boss during the same week. That kinda sucks. Question. Q. How will Raid Finder loot differ? A. Loot acquired through the Raid Finder, including tier set pieces, will be of a lower item level than items acquired from normal or heroic mode versions of the Dragon Soul Raid, and its appearance may differ. Also, there are certain items, as well as components for legendary weapons, which will not drop in Raid Finder raids, while individual bosses will not yield valor points as they would in other versions of the raid. You can still earn 250 valor points for beating the final boss in each wing of the instance. I kinda start not liking Raid Finder. Tier armor, which drops in Raid Finder, still provides set bonuses, and those bonuses are compatible with the higher item level versions of the armor available in normal and heroic mode versions of the raid. None of these tier sets will be available via valor points for a vendor. Q. Will there be an item level requirement to use the Raid Finder? A. Yes, accessing raids via the Raid Finder will require that participating characters be level 85 and have attained a certain item level to help ensure that they are prepared for the content they'll be facing. Q. Will the Raid Finder be across realm? A. Yes, the Raid Finder will drop you players from all realms. As with the Dungeon Finder, it will place on priority on grouping players from the same realm. Tough and not at cost of increased queue times. Q. What kind of raid composition will the Raid Finder create? A. Each Raid Finder raid will include 2 tanks, 6 healers, and 17 damage dealers (DPS). As the raid is assembled, the Raid Finder will attempt to balance the group according to armor type, which should help ensure a healthy mix of melee and ranged DPS. I'm just checking time, and you can see my little bar. Q. Why 25 player only? A. A 25 player group is actually easier and faster to fill than a smaller group would be, and allows for greater flexibility in raid creation, all of which will help contribute to lower queue time. Also, 25 player raids are less subject to issues with composition or play connectivity. The Raid Finder version of the Rail will be designed with pickup rating in mind. Normally, rogue the physical will require the greater organization and teamwork found in guild raid groups. Q. Will I get call to arms benefits when using the Raid Finder? A. We don't currently plan to apply call to arms benefits to the Raid Finder, though that may change in the future. Okay, you may want to pause the video, because now I don't have much time. So, yeah, I can read. Okay, that wasn't many. Okay. Q, no. Q, will I be locked to a raid through the Raid Finder? A. Since the Raid Finder only offers access exclusively to a specially tuned version of the Dragon Soul raid instance, instance locks will not be enforced for that version. Instance locks will still be enforced for the normal and heroic versions of the raid. Q. Can I queue with my friends in a party or raid? A. Yes, you can queue for the Raid Finder individually, in a party or in a raid. The Raid Finder can be a great tool to help fill those last few slots in the raid. Q. I'm a dedicated raider with an organized group. What good is the Raid Finder to me? A. Since instance locks aren't in play, Raid Finder raids could provide a way for dedicated raiders to gear up alternate characters, fill gaps in their itemization, finish up elusive set bonuses, or just have some fun while preparing to face a normal heroic version of the raid in the next reset. Q. Why aren't other raids available? A. The Raid Finder is intended to help players experience the current tier of content. Also, many older raids don't require a full complement of raiders, making the Raid Finder unnecessary. That is also the first rollout of the future, and we decided to start things simple, rather than potentially delay the future's introduction. If the Raid Finder proves popular, more raid users may be added to it in the future. Will vote kick still work in the raid finder A? Yes, though many of the same requirements and restrictions will be in place. For example, kicking too many times can result in a vote kick cooldown. Also, the thresholds are different, and several players will need to agree on the kicking a candidate before the vote begins. Successful kick votes will require a significant number of yes votes to pass. What happens if I leave a raid finder raid before it's over? A. Players who leave the raid prematurely will receive a Dirty debuff, though it will likely be of longer duration than one applied to use of the dungeon finder. This debuff will only apply to raid finder system. What the fuck? 479 comment. Oh, dude. Lame. Okay, I just start from here. No, start from here. Don't do that. It will gonna be easy to get raids and get good gear. And the point of the game is to get good gear, and you must try to get good gear. So if you do that, it will be easy to get gear. I think it's not a good idea. True, good gear is easier accessible now. But there's still better gear which you still need an organized group for. I totally agree with Streetfume. Who the hell is Streetfume? We haven't read him. In Vanilla and TBC you could get into a pug and peeps would judge you on the performance in that raid. If you did well, you could count on the next invite. Nowadays people do one guild raid in, let's say, BBD, get through it because 9 other players perform, while he lies dead 90% of the time but still gets the completed achieve. Well, I suppose he still ain't a good player / raider, but he can get in pugs and make them wipe all the time. So what is the point with achievements? I never ask for an achieve. I look at the gear what the games with the shots, ask if he can explain a particular tactic on a boss I randomly pick. That tells me more than an achievement. But raid finder can be a good tool to let people get experience, and if you're a hardcore raider yourself, well, I suppose you don't need a tool, huh? I'd say this will be more or less useless. PvP will most likely continue pugging via /2. You're making this game so noob friendly. It's disturbing. Thank God you haven't removed Arena. Arena, huh? They need to come with new PvP stuff. This is gonna be a huge disaster, emo. Dot. People are going to join with no clue of what to do and / or just not going to listen to listen, and people can join raids as leader with no actual leading experience. Dot. I just hope that you can kick peeps more frequently than in a dungeon finder, or it will get very, very boring and take forever. Indeed. Well, I have some time over. Maybe I can do some. Let's read this review then. Awesome, guys. I see more than 10 millions of noobs. You know why? Because they think they're so perfect. Because they already went into a raid with guild, or beginning one of the first. What if you're new? You can't do shit because your noobs ask achievements all the time. We can't even do a raid because you suckers complain way too much. It's just a game. And that's how it should be. Achievements like worse that have been made. More egoistic players around thinking, oh my god, I'm pro, because they had to change to go into a raid and earn achievements. In that case, you can't do shit. And still, it wouldn't change a thing. You should read the topic first, then complain. It says it for random players. Equivalent to the usual Dragon Soul raid, which is harder, and most of you still need a guild. Don't QQ all the time. Going for a smooth run and want to make sure everyone knows tags. Since achievements came, I didn't have to explain it. All the bosses for a pug for someone doing TBC. It's a good thing, just because I'm bothered to get a raiding guild. I am a noob. Got logic there. That's why we call pro people no live. And that's why I quit WoW. You just don't get it. I've been so what in Dune Mall. They boosted 7 people during Lich King without explaining. They didn't know a shit about stuff. Go through a little chat by experience in WoW about class games and such, etc, etc, etc. Would tell more about a player. Was a raid leader myself. People delay on achievements way too much. It ain't telling me shit. How pro you are or how you're managing controlling your clans. I know several people that have achievements that still bring 10k DPS, which is insanely low. Noob, yeah, because people always have to see a content for the first time. Nowadays, people can't come because of the achievements. Got dungeon journal these days, so well, don't get the real point. Good thing for people who can't run raids or those more unwinding guilds. Now the game becomes more accessible for all players. Too bad Blizz don't read all comments on the forums. They should be introduced 5 years ago. Yes, that's so good, I really like it. I can raid from my server again, Scroll Crusher, because that server is so dead. Not enough good raiders, etc. Waiting so much. It seems like they're giving away raids. They might as well make all raids level 1 so that everyone can enter. That's the whole idea. That. Let's say it like this. All people begin without raiding. All start in the first time. People can't manage doing raids while not having an achievement in the first place. Which many raid leaders wouldn't invite them anymore. In that case it's hard and every week it will get harder. So I think this is a pretty good idea though. Only it brings some bad issues too. Like will people even try? How much can we kick in one raid? How can they even play? But these are the advantages of experience the raids because people are still playing for this game. Paying. If they're pro or not. Even pro became as a noob, that's a fact. In the end you still need raid experience to actually run a raid. You could always get a raiding guild, but hey, that is too difficult nowadays. Sarcasm off. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. The only thing concerning me right now is what item level will I have to get and what item level and stats is gear and will it still look badass. Maybe Blizz should consider realm changes. We have to understand that there are hardcore raiders with loads of time. Raiders that just don't have all the time in the world, like me. Social players, etc. Diversity is one of the charms of World of Warcraft. Unfortunately, all the different types of players isn't always working out alright. The oh my god noob, and just leave a group. It can be frustrating for some players who do their best but aren't all that imba. So organize the rooms that way, hardcore, social, and whatever, so people know what to expect on that room. Smart. Why is everyone so anti-noobs? We are not all brainless, believe it or not, but some of us would like to become great players. Work hard and smart in raids. Raid Finder will give us noobs an opportunity to learn and improve. We have to start somewhere, I guess. No. I might be a noob, but I've learned one valuable thing. And that is to only need on gear you can use, and that is an improvement on what you got. They definitely typed something earlier. TBA, I had more fun before I started raiding, but I can't return to my social guild as all those I had fun with left WoW due to Cataclysm boredom. Does anyone know when is the new patch? Let's read this last thing. I consider this to be a bad thing in a way, and for those who do not have raiding experience, instead of the talking bull, I think it means bullshit. Better check YouTube and sites. Even if you do not have experience in a raid, you still can see the video of the encounter with specific POV classes. So what is so hard about doing a little bit of research? To be honest, this thing will just make people get disgusted with the game. And having a brain meltdown when people don't know nothing about the raids, just pops in and do it. I'd vote for random raid finder for lower rates, old rates, not new up-to-date content. Or add a new mode for raids. You know how it is. Heroic or normal, add a newbie mod or something for the casuals of its case. But then again, you all have to reduce the gear stats with 25% or something. Nerfing raids when not needed will never be a solution. Just add a new difficult level, and everyone will be happy. Hardcores, and casuals. I just wanted to express how I disagree with everything you have said. Well, you're of course entitled to your opinion. I feel it important to voice it, and I understand your arguments, but disagree with every premise. Like, you play WoW all day and learn raid and stuff, no life. Great idea, can't wait. There's only one type of people who think this is a good idea. Noobs, and these who never get invited to a raid. There's only one type of people. Who don't think this is a good idea? Selfish elitists? If it's not for you, you don't need to use it. Simple. Dude, it's peeps like you who make noobs. We all started the game at some point without any knowledge. And any elitist peeps like you don't give them a chance to learn stuff because you think it's beneath you. Oh my fucking god, huge shitstorm fails incoming. I mean seriously, even the 5-man groups tend to be absolute shit. Let alone a 25-man group. God, I think I will never queue for that crap. Fail, please fail. A man with brain. Finally, brilliant idea. Now almost everyone can enjoy the content instead of the stupid blah 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 like achievement. For how you're supposed to get an achievement when you need to have Demon Blades to get it. It's like saying you cannot jump into the water without knowing how to swim. Maybe not the best analogy, as it's probably a good idea to know how to swim before you go diving into water. Haha, but completely support your point. Also, just because we don't have Dashi, we have a particular character doesn't even mean we don't have experience in that raid. Yes, finally, super idea! This is a great chance for those who are not part of a raiding guild and good enough to join a pack. God damn it, how do you expect me to have experience of a raid if the requirement to join is to have no experience? Is to have experience. Great idea. Do not have a search for group to play the raid. Connect with other servers, give me an opportunity to play at any time. Great. This thing is either going to fly or completely flop. I hope fly. Okay, so now we just went through the first page of every single comment. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to go through my decision. I think this raid dungeon finder will be pretty epic, because I don't really have any good raid experience. Yeah, sure, I may have some tier 11, but tier 11 now in tier 12 is just for justice. I don't even play my character that much anymore. I just do some PvP on it with my friend. Do 2v2, pwn noobs. Oh wait, we just discussed. Pwn those without experience. Those who are still learning. Or they're just unlucky. But this video is gonna be long. And I mean hell of a long. Right now it's been 24 minutes and 12 seconds. But the raid finder will be pretty epic. Now we can just queue for it and maybe get a good group that won't kick me for being a noob, as in every other raid I've been in. Well, I gotta end now. Bye for this time.